Another, great outing by A.J. Siskart, going out and giving us, a strong 6 and 2/3, I guess he went. Set the tone early. I had 2 pitches, 2 outs in that first inning, and had a chance to put that third guy away, and got hit by a pitch there, but he was very efficient. Worked down the zone, got a ton of ground balls against a team that likes to lift it, and with the wind blowing out, especially early. Every time the sun's out, the wind tends to blow out. It calms down when a night falls, but he did a great job of getting a lot of ground balls early. We talked to the team about matching their energy early on the first 2 or 3 innings, and then sustaining it for the next 6. That's exactly what we did. We gave them a run there in the 3rd inning, but we turned around and answered right back with 7 unanswered, and I felt we almost put the game away there. To that 9th inning, we got a little hairy there, but overall, it's just another great performance by our players. Did a great job.
What are you seeing from AJ kind of each time he's out there? I know he was on a pitch count probably early, but just as he's kind of building this up, and what are you seeing from him?
There's no pitch count anymore. I mean, he's gone. He's on his own. He's went 7 innings last week, and he almost went 7 again, this week. And he's throwing strikes. He's mixing 3 pitches. His changeup was, I felt, the best it's been all year today. That 6 lefties in the lineup, so that came in big for him today. So when he gets that 3rd pitch going and works it down in the zone consistently, he's going to be really tough. Now that he's not tough now, but when he gets down in the zone, he's going to be really, really tough to beat.
JD, he hit 3 guys again tonight. He's been hitting guys. Is that just that he likes to pitch inside because he's not walking guys in terms of?
No, it's just they tend to get away from him at times, and he does pitch inside. He's a great job of pitching inside, and that's part of his success. It's not a comfortable at bat. Especially for right-handers, man. It's tough to dig in and cover that outer half. He does have a very heavy fastball that runs in, arm side run, and it's tough for a right-hander to stay on that ball. So it's part of his game. Again, something he's going to refine and get better at and command it better. And those are things that might get him in trouble. But so far, he hasn't paid the price yet. But he's got to get better with that.
You've talked to us about how Dorian's maybe not the ideal 4-hitter. But what does he do well? A big night tonight. But what does he do well that gives you confidence that he can drive in runs like he did tonight?
I mean, all in all, he kind of he hits. He has good batting average with runners in scoring position. He's not necessarily doubles, and he might have had 1 double today maybe, but he puts the ball in play and gets hits when guys are in scoring position. Does a great job of that. So, and again, like I said, I love the left, right, left kind of scenario there in the lineup. And that's kind of the only way that it's working right now. We had him at the 2-hole and Galvin at 4 earlier, but we're not messing with anything right now. It is what it is. Those first 5 guys at least, and then we'll play around with the back end.
That 4th inning, you guys get the 5 runs. What you see from the lineup as a whole?
We did a good job adjusting. I mean, their pitcher came out, was throwing a lot of breaking balls, and we adjusted to what he was throwing us and staying on the ball, and again, just keeping the line moving, putting pressure on him. And any pitcher you put pressure on every pitch, it's tough to just continue to battle, and you put pressure until you break them, and that's what we did today.
JD, right now you're one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in the country right now. How do y'all keep that momentum going? And now y'all are starting to climb the rankings as well, at least ACC-wise. If y'all continue the way you're going, you want to be the #1 team in the conference. So how do y'all continue to push forward?
No different than when we're struggling, one day at a time, and every day's a new day. And we're 0-0. When we wake up tomorrow morning, we're 0-0. We're going to show up at ready to play and with a game plan, and hopefully we can execute to the best of our abilities, and the chips fall where they may at the end of the day. So today's hits don't help us win tomorrow. So we come back tomorrow, it's 0-0 top of the first inning.
A lot of people were also not questioning your coaching style, but earlier on in the season it was a bit rough between how the fans viewed you and where they wanted it to push. Now that winning cures all, that's what everybody says, but now that you've been able to get through most of your second season, how do you think you've improved as a coach?
It's learning the players. I think the best thing we've done as a coaching staff is remain consistent. You talk to the players, and no matter if we lose or win or whatever, the message has been consistent every night out. And I know this team has the ability to win. We beat some when we weren't going good. We beat some really good teams and some really good pitchers. So we have the ability to beat anybody. Consistency was the key, and that's what we've been doing lately.
JD, you've talked to us about how you've enjoyed this team, and maybe when the results weren't the way they are now. What can you say? What is it like now with the way you guys are getting the results, and what's this enjoyment like?
It's still fun. I mean, honestly, it's still fun. This team is I love being around these guys, and it's teams like this that really make you enjoy what you do. Win or lose, obviously you want to win. Winning is better than losing. But this is a great team to be around, a great group of guys that genuinely love each other and play for each other, and are constantly rooting for each other. That's, it makes you feel good as a coach when a team comes together.
Was that part hard, JD? I mean, you brought in so many new guys for them to have all of those qualities you're speaking about. Was that difficult to?
Everyone asks me that same question. It's all on the players. It's all on the players. It's a special group of guys that have great makeup, great character, and like each other, and hang out together a lot off the field. And the more you do off the field, the closer you're going to be on the field. And at the end of the day, there's nothing a coach can do to create that. You got to have the right personnel to do it, and this group is just special.
How hard is that to find in the portal? Finding out and trying to learn and make it all come together, trying to learn as much that it will come together the way you
as much homework as you can do, and it's not always about getting the best players, getting the right players, and guys that fit, whatever type of style you foresee your team being, and your style of play, and your makeup, your grid. And baseball's a tough game. There's gonna be ups and downs, and if you can't handle the down times, you're not gonna last very long in this game. So character and makeup is so important in our program, and this team is as good as it gets when it comes to that.
Having all those guys here, and just for your guys to see those guys.
It's funny. I spoke to the group before BP today, and I got a chance to spend about 25 minutes with them down there. And I mean, it's the first team that I remember. I vaguely remember that '82 team. I was 6 years old. That June of '82. I was that '85 team. I remember that one. And that's really the team. Like I told them when I spoke to them, that's the team that made me a Hurricane fan. And it's a team, as I listened to them talking the stories, and they say they weren't the most talented team, but it was the happiest team in America, and this team is a happy team. They love being together, love being at the park every day, and it's eerily similar.
Did you have favorite players that you remember from watching at that
Well,
time?
Rick Rather was the guy as a pitcher. I was a left-hander, but that when he came in the game was over, man, and it was just so different with that submarine. The game was over. So, and when he came in, the game was the Canes were winning. So he was always my favorite guy then.